She left us right before sunrise, when the pinks and yellows and oranges had begun to overpower the darkness. But the moon and stars still lingered, fighting hard to see the light, asking, "Can we stay?" I've never been good at goodbyes. I slip out of parties between conversations. I let romantic relationships linger that shouldn't. I tell people I'll come back again when I know I won't. But in facing my mother's illness and death, goodbyes became significant.
Count to 6. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What made me want to choreograph a piece was really just I'd seen some of my friends choreograph last year and last semester, and the joy they got from being a choreographer and seeing an idea kind of like come to life. That was really cool, and I just heard them talk about how much they loved it, and so I decided to go for it.
You let go, you're looking at it. She does.
So there are 3 sections in my dance, and the reason I chose to do 3 sections was mainly because of the music. I wanted to do, my dad helped me out a lot with finding music. He loves classical music. And at first I had the first song and the last song, which are both by the same musician, but I felt like I needed something energetic in the middle because it was kind of like soft piano. So then I inserted the other song in the middle, and so that's kind of where the 3 sections came. It's because I felt that like the story wouldn't really fully develop without having like the 3 different sections. So in terms of process though, like actually making movement and giving it to your dancers, I write everything out. These are just videos I watched for inspiration. So I jotted down some notes and some shapes that I liked of the dancers in these solos. I used this in the beginning of my second section, except with 3 girls, not 4, and they held each other's shoulder coming around in the circle. Here I use a similar shape when they do X's with their arms and their legs. And then they break apart. It goes from 2 lines, as you can see here. I have them, it's hard to see because it's in pencil, but I have an X and X. These are the 2 lines of them coming in, and then they go into kind of squares, 4 and 4, and then a soloist comes in through the middle. So that's kind of how I mapped that out.
I was in Gabi's piece, and it's been really fun to like see her. I like honestly never expected her to like come out of her shell this much with choreography, and so it's been really fun to like work with her. And it like we both came into Wake being really classical, and so to have her like come up with this piece that's a little bit more contemporary, like modern, and it's like just has a lot more emotion than like other things I've done in the past. So like I'm really happy that it's my last piece.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of Gabi. You can tell like her isms are all throughout the dance, but
and music is amazing.
It's beautiful. It's just truly the most beautiful piece in the show, without a doubt.
So I think it was the 3rd or 4th rehearsal that I sat them down at the end and told them what it was about and the 3 characters. The 3 characters in my dance are the guardian angel, the spirit and the body. And the idea with that is that even when a person or the body leaves, the spirit always lives on. And so I told them about that later on in rehearsals, and they liked it a lot. They said that it all kind of made sense.
I don't think she meant it to be sad. I don't think she wants it to be a sad piece. I think she kind of wants us to like celebrate goodbyes that we have, and she's definitely brought happiness, like that feeling of happiness back into the studio. It's not all about like, I want everyone to feel sad and depressed that eventually you have to say goodbye to things.
I think before it was more like you were going to the side.
So one of the biggest challenges I had while choreographing was getting my dancers to emote. It's kind of hard, and I've been there too, when you're in rehearsal, to give it emotion, give it your all when you're in the studio. I think that once you hit stage, it's different, but I wanted to get them to give emotion in their faces and their reaches and everything they were doing earlier on, so that it came out on stage.
So about 3 weeks after we learned what the piece was about saying goodbye, Gabi had us, at the end of rehearsal before we ran it again, take a sheet of paper and sort of go off into the room and write down the most memorable time that we had to say goodbye to something or someone. So we all did that, and we didn't share them or anything, but we just kept them close to us, and we tucked them into like our bras and leotards and stuff, and did the piece again. And she said that it just made a whole world of difference to actually have us attach her meaning to something that was meaningful to us. So I mean, for me, it definitely made more sense to me when I was going through the dance, and I could connect to what I was trying to portray, because I had something familiar in my head.
But I think what got them the most to really feel for the dance was when I had them read my roommate's story that she wrote for creative writing, Molly Finnegan, I dedicated my piece to her. She wrote a really moving story, a really moving piece about saying goodbye as well. And she was asking me one day how my dance was going and what it was about, and she sent me this piece of writing, and I thought it was perfect for my dancers to read.
I think Molly's piece, after reading Molly's piece, I think I came into Gabi's rehearsal with a new mindset.
And when we read Molly's story, I think that just totally changed like the whole dynamic of the cast. And so I definitely think that, especially when we perform it, that's going to make like a huge difference.
But we should realize that goodbyes should not be used like scissors to cut up the human experience. We can have healthy, constantly evolving relationships with the dead. There's an old Irish prayer that begins, "Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I've only slipped away into the next room. Everything remains as it was." I believe this. Sometimes my mom feels so close that the lines between life and death feel strangely insignificant. I really do feel that she slipped into the next room and that she'll call out to me any second. I'll spend the rest of my life saying goodbye to my mom, but I'll also spend the rest of my life saying hello. Hello when she visits in my dreams. Hello as I find myself slowly becoming her. Hello to the memories, both bad and good. Hello when I feel her energy in a room, when I wear a piece of her clothing, when I stumble across an old note or voicemail. Hello on Mother's Day. Hello when I become a mother myself. I won't let the goodbyes discount the hellos. Death is nothing at all.